Test 1, 2. Test. Good morning.
Hey.
Having a technical issue to resolve. We'll be close. Having a technical issue to resolve. We'll be close. test 1, 2.
It's on now.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Harris Adams. I'm the Administrative Law Judge assigned to hear proceeding number 24G-0134HHG. Matter comes on for a hearing pursuant to decision R240563I. We'll start with taking entries of appearance.
Assistant General for the Department of Law. Here with us is staff witness Joseph Potts.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see no respondent appearing. Just in case, they're having some logistical difficulties joining us here. We'll take a brief recess, if there's change in that. Hayden?
Your Honor, I did receive an email from the respondent this morning at 6:45 notifying me that he would not be able to attend, and email says he's trying to see if we could change the court date because he's not available to attend.
And that's an email. What's the email address that's from?
Sir, that email address is from boulderco28@gmail.com, and that's all lowercase, BOULDERCO28@gmail.com.
Well, in that case, would staff oppose a motion to continue? It sounds like that's a one, even though you hadn't done it here.
Yes, Your Honor, staff would object to continuing this matter. All parties are here, present, ready to proceed. This has been scheduled for quite some time. We would like to move forward today.
Well, our parties aren't here, and that's kind of part of the point. Okay, I've sent an email address to that address asking if he is available to communicate by telephone or Zoom right now. I will still give that recess a try. Give him another 5 minutes or so, and let's see if I get a response and what it says. We will be in recess. And I'm going to leave everything running so I don't have to start it again. So keep in mind that the mics are hot, and
Okay. I'll check later. All right. When the hall monitor. Hey. Oh, yeah, thanks. On, right? Right. Yep. Right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we'll go back on the record in proceeding 24G-0134HHG. I sent the email, as I mentioned before. I've printed out a copy of that. Provide counsel a copy of that communication. I'm going to mark it as hearing exhibit 1. To include that correspondence in the record of the proceeding and in today's hearing. And after this recess, I've received no response from the respondent. I'll note that this proceeding has been pending some time. The respondent has not filed or responded to the commission in any way in the proceeding. The decision issued scheduling today's hearing was sent out by the commission to the certificate of service more than a month ago. And My computer wasn't connected to the network, sorry. Okay, according to the CPAN in the proceeding that initiated the proceeding, the respondent was personally served on March 21st, 2024. The physical and mailing address of the respondent is listed as 900 Mountain View Avenue, Lot 265, Longmont, Colorado, 80501. That also matches the address used by the Commission to mail decision number R24-0563I. So the respondent has had several months. Awareness of the proceeding has also, like I said, the decision was sent to him more than a month ago, setting today's hearing in light of staff's opposition to a continuance, which the respondent did not appear, did not request, other than through a communication of staff's counsel. To the extent that is a motion, it'll be denied, and we'll proceed with the hearing as scheduled. Ms. Hayden, you call your first witness. Good morning, Mr. Potts. If you would raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Be seated. Again, I'll remind you, for both our webcasting and our recordings, we have live microphones. You do need to make sure it's on. There's a green light at the base of yours, Ms. Hayden. I don't believe there is a light on that one. So there's a button at the base. Tap it. Let's make sure we can hear it. The other one does not have an on-off switch and is live. So, okay, Ms. Hayden.
Your Honor, would you swear in the witness?
I did.
Oh, I missed that.
Mr. Potts, do you recall being sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Your testimony is under oath. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks for checking me.
Good morning, Investigator Potts. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Joseph Potts, Josephpotts.
Who is your current employer?
The Colorado Public Utility Commission.
And what is your job title?
Criminal investigator.
How long have you been with the PUC?
A little over 2.5 years.
Do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
I was a sheriff's deputy for the city and county in Denver for about 15 years prior to coming to this.
Did you investigate a moving company by the name of Excursion Professional Movers?
Yes, I did.
What prompted you to investigate Excursion Professional Movers?
A complaint had been filed against the company.
Do you know who made that complaint?
It was an individual by the name of James Lamb with the some sort of transportation coalition.
Okay. Was that some sort of national trade association?
Yes, it was.
And what did that complaint consist of?
He wanted to make the PUC aware that they had received a complaint that a non-permitted moving company was operating in Colorado and wanted to refer that information on to the PUC.
And what information did the complainant provide to you as part of your investigation?
The name of the moving company, their address, their DOT number, as well as the website that they were advertising on.
And did the Small Business and Transportation Coalition run a check on the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, they did.
And as part of your investigation, did you do the same?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Me to mark for identification?
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
I do have copies already, Your Honor. You have all the copies, Your Honor.
Okay, but I see it is already marked, so I will keep one.
Yes,
To witness.
I'd like to draw your attention to what's been marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 10101. What is this document?
This is the business license from the Secretary of State's office.
And are you familiar with this document?
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with this document?
I pulled this document from their website.
Is it your standard practice as an investigator to review the information on file with the Secretary of State of Colorado?
Yes, it is.
Is this a true and correct copy of the record you printed out from the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Staff's Hearing Exhibit 101.
101 is admitted.
Investigator Potts, what information is provided in this exhibit?
The address for the company as well as the registered agent.
And when was this company formed?
October of 2023.
And who is the registered agent?
Carlos Gutierrez.
And what is the principal office street address?
900 Mountain View Avenue, Lot 265 in Longmont.
Is that the same for the principal mailing address?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. In the initial complaint to the Commission, did Mr. Lamb provide you any additional information as it relates to a U.S. Department of Transportation number?
Yes, he did.
So what did he provide?
The DOT number, and I believe it's a snapshot of their profile registry with the DOT.
And did you take steps to investigate the Department of Transportation number?
Yes, I did.
And what steps did you take?
I performed a search of the registry information for the DOT registry for the company through the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness? And the back. Investigator Potts, I'd like you to please take a look at what's been marked previously as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 102. What is this document?
This is the DOT registry for Excursion professional movers.
Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with this document?
I am the one that pulled this from their website.
And is it your standard practice as an investigator to review the information that is filed with the information?
Yes, it is.
And is this an incorrect copy of the record you printed out from the U.S. Department of Transportation website?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit Staff's Hearing Exhibit 102.
Hearing Exhibit 102 is admitted.
Investigator Potts, what information is provided in this exhibit?
The address for the company and phone number.
And why did you investigate this Department of Transportation number?
This, again, was provided to me by the complainant and identifying the...
And so you were verifying the phone number and address for the Excursion professional movers that you were investigating, correct?
That's correct.
And does this information with the Department of Transportation line up with the same information that we have on the Secretary of State's website?
Yes, it does.
So you were able to confirm that this is the same company?
That's correct.
All right. Investigator Potts, if you would just put that exhibit aside. As part of your investigation, how did you come across or find Excursion professional movers?
I performed an internet search for the company.
And what did you find?
I located a website as well as an advertisement on the Nextdoor application.
Okay. Investigator Potts, I'd like to draw your attention to what's been previously marked as Hearing Exhibit 103. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Investigator Potts, what are we looking at here?
This is the website that the company was advertising.
Are you familiar with this website?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with this website?
I'm the one who accessed their webpage and downloaded this document.
Standard practice as an investigator to research the internet for websites advertising moving services?
Yes, I am.
Is this a true and correct copy of the website you printed out from the website the day you accessed it?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit staff's hearing exhibit 103.
103 is admitted.
Investigator Potts, what can you tell us about the Excursion Professional Movers website that you found?
That the company is advertising moving services in Colorado, more specifically the Boulder area.
Were you able to verify that this website is for the same company as described in hearing exhibit 101 from the Secretary of State?
Yes, I was.
And based on your training and experience, does this website indicate that Excursion Professional Movers is offering to operate as a mover in the state of Colorado?
Yes, it does.
And how are they offering to operate based on this website?
They're advertising their services, packing and moving.
Okay. Do you know whether people were accessing services provided by Excursion Professional Movers?
Yes, there were several testimonials advertised on the website.
Of the services that Excursion Professional Movers had supplied?
That's correct.
And specifically by Mr. Carlos Gutierrez himself?
That's correct.
Investigator Potts, if we could go ahead and put that exhibit aside.
Before we leave that exhibit, let me ask a couple questions as we go here. On pages 3 and 4 of the exhibit, is that how that information appeared on the website?
No, the way that the document's downloaded, the print screen, and I don't get a full picture of, I wasn't able to capture a full picture of the webpage, but the phone number that's advertised on pages 1 and 3, same phone number that was listed for the company in their DOT registry.
So what's the difference in pages 3 and excuse me, I see a difference in the, so is the same number the number that appeared as page 4 of this exhibit?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Haynes.
Investigator Potts, you had mentioned that you came across a Nextdoor ad as well, is that right?
That's correct.
Let's see. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Investigator Potts, I'd like to ask you to take a look at what's previously been marked as staff's hearing exhibit 104. What is this?
This is the Nextdoor advertisement that I was able to locate.
And are you familiar with this Nextdoor advertisement?
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with this Nextdoor advertisement?
I'm the one who downloaded this document.
Is it your standard practice as an investigator to research the internet for companies offering or advertising moving services?
That's correct.
Is this a true and correct copy of the Nextdoor ad you printed from the day you accessed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit staff's hearing exhibit 104.
Exhibit 104 is admitted.
Investigator Potts, what can you tell us about this Nextdoor ad?
This is an advertisement for the moving company.
Based on your experience and training, this is for Excursion Professional Movers?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they offering to operate as a mover in the state of Colorado by posting this ad?
Yes, they are.
How did you contact Excursion Movers to set up your move?
By email.
Can you walk us through the steps you took to book a move with Excursion Movers?
Sure. Using the email address that's provided on both the website and the Nextdoor ad, I sent an email to that address requesting a quote to move from a residence in Boulder to Longmont.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Investigator Potts, I'd like you to please take a look at what's previously been marked as staff's hearing exhibit 105. beginning on page 2. What are we looking at here?
This is the email exchange I had with Mr. Gutierrez.
Are you,
Yes, I am. I am the one that sent and received these emails.
all right, so you drafted and sent these emails in the ordinary course of business during your investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it the practice of the commission to maintain documents like Exhibit 105 as part of its business record in the regular course of business activity?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit staff's hearing Exhibit 105.
Exhibit 105 is admitted.
In Your Honor, the court and Investigator Potts have been provided a copy of the public version. There is also a confidential version that staff has. Staff would also move to admit the confidential version of hearing Exhibit 105.
Okay, well, there's only one exhibit, and we have a public version of it as required, and it will be Exhibit 105C. Do we have the confidential version?
I do, Your Honor. May I approach?
You may. Exhibit 105C.
Investigator Potts, can you describe the conversations that took place in those emails?
Yes, I sent an email to that email address requesting a quote to move from those two residences. Mr. Gutierrez responded and quoted me a rate of $105 an hour, a flat rate, so there's no mileage and no gas charge to do that move.
You were speaking with Carlos Gutierrez of Excursion Professional Movers directly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as part of your email communications with Excursion Professional Movers and Carlos Gutierrez, did you ever receive a contract, a moving contract?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may. And do we have the confidential version while
Yes.
we're doing this?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may. Thank you.
Investigator Potts, if I could turn your attention to page 2, staff's hearing Exhibit 106. What are we looking at here?
This is the contract that I was sent from Mr. Gutierrez.
And was it issued by Excursion Professional Movers?
Yes, it was.
And are you familiar with this contract?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with this contract?
This is the one I received, signed, and sent back to him.
So did you receive this contract through the emailing the respondent the ordinary course of business conducted during your investigation by the PUC?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it the practice of the Commission to maintain documents like Exhibit 106 part of its business record in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit staff's hearing Exhibit 106, both the public and confidential version.
Mr. Potts, is Exhibit 106, you said you received it by email. Is it in reference known in Exhibit 105, or is that someplace else?
Is 105. I have 106. I don't have 105.
That was the email requesting a
Yeah.
quote,
Yes.
an email string. Is there an attachment referenced in that is this contract, or is it a separate email?
Possibly it was sent to me separately. I know I had a bit of a problem when I went to print this entire email string, and that's why some of these messages appear at the very end when that's actually my first contact.
So this was an attachment to an email that you received from...
Oh, no, it is on here on page 2. Halfway down where it begins on Tuesday, March 5th. This is where the attachment came.
And so the text on page 2 of Exhibit 105 is referring to Exhibit 106.
That's correct.
That clarification, Exhibit 106, public and confidential versions are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Investigator Potts, can I draw your attention back to hearing Exhibit 105 just for further clarification?
Sure.
On the top of page 2 of Exhibit 105, do you acknowledge receipt of the signed contract that you attached to the email?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, thank you. Investigator Potts, if you would please set to the side Exhibit 105. We can return to Exhibit 106. Can you describe the terms of the contract you received from Carlos Gutierrez of Excursion Movers?
Well, right here. The parties of this agreement and Excursion Professional Movers, LLC, hereby agree that moving company will provide moving services to the customer in accordance with the terms set forth below.
Agree to this?
Yes, ma'am.
And you set up?
Yes, I did.
On the date of the move, please walk us through what happened.
Prior to the date of the move, I was researching additional addresses for Mr. Gutierrez. We had decided to serve as CPAN in this instance. Pulled his criminal history with the courts and noticed that he had a warrant out for his arrest. On the day of the move, Investigator Roth and myself traveled up to the address in Boulder that we were supposed to meet with Mr. Gutierrez at. When we got there, we contacted the Boulder Police Department and let them know that we were going to serve a CPAN to him, advised them of his warrant status. They sent a couple police officers down to meet with us. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Gutierrez arrived in a large yellow moving truck, where he was immediately contacted by their officers and taken into custody for that warrant.
So Mr. Gutierrez showed up that morning to make good on the contract to move you, is that right?
Correct.
Did you ultimately decide to issue a CPAN as Excursion Movers?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
May.
Investigator Potts, please take a look at what's previously been marked as hearing Exhibit 107. Can you describe what this is?
This is the document that I served Mr. Gutierrez with.
And what is this document?
The CPAN. Civil penalty assessment or notice of complaint to appear.
Okay. And did you prepare this document?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature on the first page?
Yes, it is.
And is this a true and accurate copy of the CPAN you served on?
That's correct.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit hearing Exhibit 107.
Oops. Excuse me. Exhibit 107 is admitted.
Investigator Potts, what is the nature of the first violation in the CPAN?
Failure to maintain and file evidence of financial responsibility and sums as required by the Public Utility Commission.
Do the statutes and commission rules require movers to maintain and file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission?
Yes, they do.
What needs to be provided to the commission to show financial responsibility?
Proof of insurance.
Okay, and did Excursion Professional Movers ever provide you with proof of insurance during the time of your investigation?
No, they did not.
And did Excursion Professional Movers ever file proof of insurance during the pendency of this case?
No, ma'am, they did not.
When was the last time you checked?
September 5th.
And what system were you checking to verify this?
Both IFMs and OPRIGHTs.
Okay, and were any results indicated that Carlos Gutierrez with Excursion Professional Movers had insurance on file with the PUC?
Correct. No records could be located.
Okay. What is the nature of the second violation?
Operating and or offering to operate as a mover in interstate commerce without first having obtained a permit from the commission.
Statutes and rules require movers to obtain a permit before they operate as a mover, or even offer to operate as a mover.
Yes, they do.
Okay. And during your investigation, did you come across any information related to a permit issued to Excursion professional movers?
No, I could not locate a permit for the company.
And how about one to Carlos Gutierrez?
No, ma'am.
And again, what systems were you checking?
IFMs and operates?
Okay, and those are your internal systems that you use?
Yes, those are the systems the PUC uses to manage permits.
Okay. Do you know whether, since 2019, Excursion Professional Movers has ever applied for a permit to operate as a mover?
No, they have not.
Okay. When was the last time you checked?
September 5th
Of what year?
this year.
Okay,
So
20.
just a few days ago.
Okay, thank you. In the current case, did you contract to move with Excursion Professional Movers?
Yes, I did.
And in fact, Mr. Gutierrez showed up to move your stuff based on the terms of the contract you received. Is that right?
That's correct.
And looking at the CPAN on page 2, does it indicate the date the CPAN was served to the respondent?
Yes, it does. March 21st, 2024.
On the CPAN, does it indicate how the CPAN was served on respondent?
Yes, it does. Personally,
How was that service accomplished?
once Mr. Gutierrez arrived, he was immediately taken into custody by the police officers. They ultimately put him in the back of the patrol car. I walked up to him, introduced myself, informed him that I was the person he had been communicating with online, told him that I was here to serve him with the CPAN, showed the document to him, explained it to him, asked him if he had any questions, and then I placed the document in his property bag that would through the booking process.
So you can confirm he received a copy of it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you discuss the CPAN with him at that time?
Yes, I did.
Can you relay what that discussion was like?
I informed him that the CPAN was being issued for the continued operation of his moving company without a permit and the issues of the insurance.
When you say continued operation of Excursion Professional?
That's correct.
As part of your investigation, did you access any other sources of information or databases that showed Excursion Professional Movers had prior contact with the PUC?
Yes, I did.
And specifically, Carlos Gutierrez of Excursion Professional Movers, is that right?
That's correct.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
May.
Investigator Potts, can we please take a look at what's previously been marked as hearing exhibit 108? Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, I am.
What is this document?
This is a previous complaint that was filed against Carlos Gutierrez with Excursion Professional Movers.
How are you familiar with these documents?
This complaint resided in one of our computer systems that we use for tracking complaints.
Okay, and so you were able to access this information during your investigation?
Correct. I searched for the name of the company and was able to locate this prior case.
And is it practice of the Commission to create documents like this in the regular course of its business activity?
Yes, it is.
And is it the practice of the Commission to maintain documents like Exhibit 108 as part of its records in the regular course of its business activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, staff would move to admit staff's hearing Exhibit 108.
Exhibit 108 is admitted. Give me just a moment. Just for clarification, I'm looking at, the exhibit is 7 pages long, but if we follow the page numbers in the bottom right corner, this is not one document. So I see pages 1 to three numbered that are labeled at the top CCTS. Then I see second three pages numbered 1 to 3. What's the relationship, Mr. Potts, of the second three pages to the first three pages?
The first 3 pages are the case notes that the investigator added to the computer system. Pages 4 and beyond are screenshots and additional evidentiary items he included as part of the file, to include the very last page, which is
And I was going to say, so there's the last page of the document is not numbered other than for identification during the hearing, but that was a portion of the documents maintained with the complaint information in the first 3 pages.
that sounds correct.
Thank you. Are you aware how the address for the labeled as participant name on the front page was determined?
No, sir, I am not.
Thank you. Ms. Hayes.
Investigator Potts, as part of your investigation into the PUC records and databases, you did not cover any proof of insurance on file with the PUC, is that right?
That's correct.
And you did not come across any permit ever issued to Excursion Professional Movers or Carlos Gutierrez, is that right?
That is correct.
But what you did come across was this prior complaint, is that right?
That's correct.
And this is the file that you pulled from your investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there was a prior investigation in 2019 into this company, is that right?
That's correct.
And this is the same Mr. Carlos Gutierrez that's named in the present case?
Yes, it is.
And is this the same Excursion Professional Movers as in the current case?
Yes, it is.
What was the result of that investigation?
The investigator issued a warning letter to the moving company for operating without a permit, failing to file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission.
And is that information contained in the file that you pulled as part of your investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Gutierrez was warned not to operate a moving company without a valid permit back in 2019?
That's correct.
And Mr. Gutierrez was warned previously not to operate a moving company without proof of valid insurance on file with the PUC, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Based on the Nextdoor ad and website that we previously looked at, do you think Excursion Movers continues to operate?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Investigator Potts, do you have any recommendations for the commission today?
I would ask the full amount of the penalty be imposed and that the respondent be issued a cease and desist. Moving company, I would also ask that he be ordered to take down any advertisements online, any type of publications to be removed and taken down until he obtains a permit.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
I guess I just have one based on that last line of questioning. If the cease and desist order is imposed to cease offering to operate or operating as a household goods mover, what additional are you asking for about advertising on a website?
I'd ask that he be ordered to take his websites down and any other place that he's advertising that we may not know about. He's all advertising until we're aware of the Nextdoor ad and the website, but I don't know if there's a Facebook or a Twitter or any other advertisement that may be out there.
Any Further questions based upon mine?
Investigator, pause for clarification. The two alleged violations in your CPAN, are you asking Mr. Gutierrez to come into compliance in order to either offer to operate or even operating with insurance and a permit?
He needs to have a permit if he wants to even have a website, any advertisement or...
No further questions.
Thanks for your testimony. Okay, you can call your next witness.
Your Honor, staff does not have any other witnesses. Staff rests.
Okay, and on not appearing, I think that'll bring our hearing to a close. Any final matters we need to address before we recess?
No, Your Honor.
With that, I thank you for the presentation of the case. I'll take the matter under advisement and issue a written recommended decision. All a good day.
Thank you.
In recess.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness stand to read some exhibits?